Hey guys, how are you doing? I am doing some quick sprints today. I think I'll sit here and wait for a few people to come in. I'll give it a few minutes and then if no one comes in, then I'll just read on my own. But I'm going to set an alarm so that I know when to start our sprints. Let me do this. Hi. Hello. Hello, how are you? Um, I'm just gonna do some sprints, It's the end of the month. I know a lot of people are trying to get through their stuff for readathons and stuff. I'm trying to get through some stuff too. So we'll get through it together. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you enjoy. Um, what are you reading? I know I think you were in Monty's, weren't you? But yeah, hello. I am reading This Town Sleeps. I'm trying to finish this up for Indigathon. This is it's actually a thriller. I'm actually enjoying it. It's getting kind of crazy. I was not expecting that. But that's where we are. I'll give it a couple more minutes. I know some other people said that they were looking for sprints, so we'll see. If they come in while we're reading or whatever, then that's fine too. Um, Let me set an alarm. So I'm going to set an alarm for like 2. Let me see what time is it. Okay, 2:45. We'll talk for a few more minutes, for about 11 more minutes, and then we'll start our sprint. We'll start at 45. Okay. I want to read Wicked Fox. I've heard so many great things about that book. I really want to. Okay, so there were quite a few people in there. So yeah, Monty's a trip. I bet you he wouldn't like the books in my background. That's okay though. He's not here. He doesn't like those two covers. I read a little bit of everything right now. I am in my indigenous flow. I read fantasy. Mostly I try to slip in some nonfiction. Um I enjoy memoirs mostly, and sometimes books about different people, different conspiracy theories sometimes, even the ones that I completely think are outrageous. I enjoy books about Black history. I'm researching about my family, so I'm reading about some of the about uh if some of the things that the stories that were passed down to us were legit or not. So I'm looking into our history. Apparently, there's a lot about my family, like as far as Puerto Rico is concerned. So I am just looking through a lot of stuff. I just read for the fun of it. I read fantasy. I have some novellas back here, mostly queer books and things like that. So I try to, read a little bit of everything. It's not, I don't stick to just one genre, and I do take recommendations. So I tend to, I make lists in my head and lists on my phone. I have lists on top of lists of books that I want to read, just recommendations that booktubers and bloggers have made that I plan on kind of checking out eventually. So um, I read a lot of stuff. I actually read some memoirs. I've got Questlove's book back here. I also have a copy of All Boys Aren't Blue. So it's I vary. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. Right now, I am trying to finish up with Indigithon and keeping my books. Trying to, I'm coming up with a TBR for next month, and I think I have these two are on that list, and Ring Shout maybe on that list. I'm not sure. I gotta look at it again, but I do plan on reading quite a bit. So I said 45. Yeah, I really enjoyed All Boys Aren't Blue. It is an amazing book. He actually wrote it where it's interesting to read and it doesn't make it seem so tedious. Whereas, a lot of memoirs are kind of heavy. His memoir definitely is not heavy at all. George is amazing. Well, their memoir, I forgot they have come out as non-binary recently. So they wrote the book to where it's very accessible, and I think technically it is a YA memoir. So to they wrote it for that demographic. So it is really a really good book. I read it. Someone bought it for me. I won it as a Twitter giveaway. Um, so I read it. I've read it twice. I read it for another book. For a book club that I was reading with. So let me see. Chrome tab. Do. All right. No, I didn't tell you to do all this. Stop. Reset. All right, there we go. So, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to start our timer. So yeah, there was somebody else who had asked. I don't know where they went, but yeah, I decided to do some sprints today for the people who are interested in trying to get some books done. All right. Let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, that's who it was. All right, well, if she comes in while we're sprinting or whatever, that's cool too. Hello, how are you? Hi, what's going on? So, all right. Hello. Um, so I'm gonna do 20 minutes. I usually do 30, but that's for the most people, most of the people that subscribe to me, they ask for 20 for 20, but then they started asking for 30. So I'm gonna do 30. Well, no, I'm gonna do 20, and I'm gonna keep it at 20 for now. I am I am ready for Thanksgiving to be over and done with. I'm just so over this year, basically. So it's like I'm perpetually exhausted. So I'm good, but you know, emotionally, this year has done a lot. So I know a lot of people are just like, I'm over it. So I'm good. All right. And we have 2 more minutes. So, what are you reading? I know Carla said she's reading Wicked Fox, but has changed to an audiobook of Silent Patient. And I am reading This Town Sleeps. It's actually a pretty good thriller, and it takes place in Minnesota. This is one of the Indigiton books that was recommended to me, and I have been determined to get to this book. And I have to say that the anticipation was way worth it. So, all right. I don't think anybody else is coming in. So, all right. That was our alarm. I'm going to start our timer for 20 minutes. And happy reading. All right, that was our 20 minutes. All right, there we go. That was 20 minutes, and I think I'm gonna do another like 5 minutes of talking. So, how far did you get? What are you enjoying what you're reading? What's going on? Okay. So, I'm gonna start again at let's do 3:15. So at 3:15, I'll start at 20, and then that'll be our last sprint, because these were just quick sprints, for today. I do regular sprints on Saturday where I do at least 4 sprints, and they're each 20 minutes long and all of that good stuff. So only 40 minutes, and I mean, at least you got something done. I like audio. I've like recently become more acclimated to audiobooks. I thought it would be hard for me just because I'm so used to print books. And 40 minutes is actually good for a day. I mean, I end up having to like rewind a lot through audiobooks. So that's my biggest challenge, is making sure that I'm hearing everything right when I'm listening to an audiobook. So I got maybe a chapter in, a little bit less than a chapter. But I figure I can read the rest of this book in about a day or two. And then when I'm done, I'm going to start working on my wrap up in my TBR for next month. I also have a video tag that I'm doing that I'm gonna start this Wednesday. So really excited about that. All right. So this book is like really super queer and super indigenous. Like, I really do enjoy like the folklore and how it plays into the mystery of the thriller. So it's really good. Hmm. All right. So in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna start the next sprint, and that'll be my two sprints for today. Um, I know my subscribers usually don't come in unless they're expecting me to do one. Like last night, they actually ended up coming in like right after the first sprint, and I ended up doing like three more sprints last night. So I do them quite often. Yes, I am doing Indigithon. This is going to be one of my books for Indigithon. I also read Black Sun, Race to the Sun, um, The Marrow Thieves, Mongrels, and the movie I watched for the non-bookish material was the movie Indian Horse, which was a really good movie. It's actually it actually tells the story of this kid who ends up going to one of the indigenous what do you call them, the schools, the resident schools that were set up by the church in Canada. And he actually becomes a pretty good hockey player in the process. I have not read it yet. That's on my list for next month. Actually, I'm going to be reading those two next month, and I have a couple others that are on my list. So I want to read those first and then see what I get to next month. Um, I'm going to be kind of reading overtime next month just to get some videos in. I'm doing Vlogmas as well, and I'm starting a tag called Worst Wednesday, where you tell what the worst book is that you read this year, and hopefully it gets passed around quite a bit. So, Race to the Sun and Black Sun were amazing. I liked Race to the Sun. It was a little bit more. Um, it included a little bit more of the vernacular. Black Sun was like this epic um, world building type of book. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but I really enjoyed it. I know Monty said that it was boring to him, but I enjoyed it. I know most of everyone else who have read it have enjoyed it. It's a it has a lot of intersectional characters. You have two spirit characters. You have a lot of just queer characters in the book that kind of make the book even more amazing, because I guess in pre-Columbian times, it wasn't as frowned upon in America, in like pre-Columbian America. So I have read all of the Hunger Games books, and I have seen all of the movies. I think that the movie franchise for the Hunger Games probably is the most comprehensive. I think that the movies, you know how sometimes the movies end up being so far from the book that they don't even make sense anymore. But I think more so than not, the books are very close to the movies. I actually have a friend who is an extra in like the second movie, and it was just like really cool to see him in the movie. Like, you actually do catch my best friend in the movie. Really cool thing. So yeah, I've seen all of the movies, and the reason why I saw some of and the reason why I decided to see the movies was because um yeah, they're probably some of the most comprehensive book you know movies that are based on a book. I don't You don't see many books that go along with the flow of the book as comprehensively as Hunger Games. Hunger Games was a good movie series. With that said, um, I think that I think the reason why they had to make four movies is because they wanted it to be as close to the book as possible. And I think they did capture it very well. So if you want to see the movies, go ahead and watch them. They're really good. I enjoyed them. Um, it was an amazing experience to sit there and watch a movie and not be criticizing it every second because it strayed so far away from the movie. I mean, so far away from the book. So um, it was just really good to just sit back, relax, and watch the movie and know that it was so perfectly like the book. Whereas most of the time, when you see a movie that is based on a book, usually you're sitting there like, yeah, that's not what happened in the book. So I did enjoy them. Okay, so in a few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and start our. Let me see. At 19, I will start our 20 minutes. So yeah, someone else has actually come in. Hello, how are you doing? What are you reading? And what's going on? I hope that everyone is enjoying what they're reading and all of that good stuff. So, um, let me see. Happy reading, you guys. All right, that was our 20 minutes. Yeah, there were 4 movies. You had the first movie, which was the first book, the second movie, which was the second book, and the third book was made in 2 parts. So you had 4 movies, and they're planning on making the 5th one, the ballads. It said it was to be announced. So there will be 5 Hunger Games movies, and I will skip that last one. So I will talk for about 5 more minutes, and then I will be on my way. So I got 10 pages, which is about halfway through the book now. And I am going to, let's see, 346. All right, I'm going to set this for 346 and keep it moving. So, yeah, there were 4 movies in the Hunger Games series. I don't know if you, I know you said you read the book, but because the book Mockingjay was so long, they did it in 2 parts. So, yeah, so, well, the book was written in 2 parts, so they did it in 2 parts. This was I think, yeah, this was my favorite one out of all 3 of the books. Because I feel like I just loved how they got back at Snow. It was poetic justice, quite frankly. But yes, I will not be I'm not even going to entertain that 4th book. I'm not going to give it the time of day at all. But yeah. I'm not going to be watching that one. That one should have stayed in the drafts. All right. So, let me see. What time is it? So, we got about 4 more minutes. And any questions? Anything y'all want to talk about? Because, I mean, so, all right, let me see. Questions, concerns? Yeah, I really enjoyed the ending, and the epilogue wasn't bad. Although I think I would have liked more if they they told us more about Peeta and Katniss after. I would have not minded like a novella about Peeta and Katniss's family over that daggone prequel that they just decided to throw on everyone. I'm gonna put that on my list of book series that should have ended and should have been left well enough alone instead of adding another book to it. The other series that I could have done without the last book that came out from it, I think it was the Twilight one. that Twilight book, and from what I've read, it's so offensive to indigenous people. Like, so you felt it was appropriate for your main character in your book to just flippantly kill huge numbers of an indigenous tribe. Like, how do you feel like that is okay? Like, it makes me literally not ever want to finish that book. I don't want to. I feel like it would make me upset. Like, I watch movies about, the residential schools and the things that they did to try to break indigenous people, and I get upset. I literally get upset. I think about also how they came over, and I I I think about how they treated my people, you know. The Tainos were the first ones to have contact with Columbus, and he practically wiped them out. And to have these books just flippantly use indigenous genocide as part of their storylines makes me weary of what else they could write. I just don't take pride in the genocide of indigenous people for the sake of a storyline. I would never do that. Like, I think about what they did to the Tainos, to all indigenous people, and I don't excuse writing that into a story. It's just so inappropriate, especially when we're trying to bring more people of color to the forefront. But that's neither here nor there. I hope you guys enjoyed your sprints. I hope you enjoyed what you were reading. I am thoroughly enjoying. I told my followers on Twitter that um I was going to compromise, because I did a poll and asked them, okay, what would you like to see? Would you like to see a review of This Town Sleeps, or would you like to see a wrap up of my Indigent Thon reads and things like that? And they voted for the wrap up. So I said, what I will do is I will compromise. And this is why I have a blog, because a lot of the things that don't end up on my channel end up on the blog. And I said, this is my compromise. I will do a short, like, 1-page review of This Town Sleeps on my blog. And I will do a wrap-up video. So that'll be coming out in the next few days. And also Worst Wednesday, where I will tell you what my least favorite book was this year. So I'm gearing up to do that. I'm gonna probably film that tomorrow. It's not going to be a long one, and it's supposed to be a tag. So I'll be thinking of people who I want to tag next, and we'll see how that goes. Um, y'all have a good one. Just keep an eye out. I will be doing some videos very soon, and there were some ideas that we were batting around the other night, and I'm going to be working with some other booktubers who want to do some fun stuff for Vlogmas and things like that. So you're welcome. I'm so glad to be able to do sprints, and I hope you all have a nice day. Um, Join me on Saturday. I'm gonna do like possibly a 3 hour sprint. It's gonna be like 5 sprints, depending on how the vote goes when I do that video. So it's going to be quite long. I do Saturdays, sometimes Fridays, depending on what I'm trying to get done. But I'm trying to finish up Indigathon stuff, so I did an extra one, and I'll probably do another one probably Thursday, Thanksgiving reading sprints if anybody wants to participate. I know a lot of people are not going to be able to go see their families, and this will just be a way for us to socialize and still read as well. So that might be something I might be putting into motion. So you guys have a nice day. You're welcome. I hope that everyone enjoyed what they were reading, and you can join me for another sprint sometime this week. Peace.